All right, so how to instantly ruin your guitar finish. Leave it out in the sun. That'll do it. Wait, that's not what I want. I want this button. Okay. And geometry. There we are. All right. What numbers did we do? 12 through 38. Odds. Oh, wait, no. That doesn't make any sense. What? 28. 12 through 58? Bruh. Okay. 4, 2. Angles of triangles. Number 12 is 60 degrees. Number 14. Wait, number 60 degrees. Is that even possible? Yeah, I guess it is technically. Is it though? Yeah, it is. Number 14, the measure of angle 1 is 37.5 degrees. The measure of angle 2 is 37.5 degrees. The measure of angle 3 is 133 degrees. Number 16 is isosceles and obtuse. And 16b is 3.5. 18 is 65 degrees. 20 is 33 degrees. 22 is 31 degrees. 24 is 62 degrees. 26 is 26 degrees. 28 is 55 degrees. What questions y'all have from those? 20 actually. 26. Okay, sure. 26. Measure, oh good grief. You're going to make me draw that? That's crazy. We got this. We can do it. Actually, you know, that's complicated enough. I think it would take less time to take a picture, put it on the screen right there. Let's do that. Let's do that, shall we? Because I think this particular picture will take less time to do it that way. Even with the TV taking too long to connect and show up on my thing. Be fine. All right, plop this out. Take a picture of the thing. I'm gonna take a picture of yours because it's bigger. Thank you. Nope, not my face. Try again. I thought for a second she said she was very obese, but then I realized she said that she was very pleased with everybody's grade, which makes a lot more sense because she's definitely not obese. Smart View. Oh my gosh. Show up. I gave you an hour and a half. Hello, machine. I told you you would be faster. Oh, there you are. I found you. And click the button. There it is. We'll swing this around. And ooh, zoom in a wee bit. Refocus. And here we go. So it asks for angle 3, is that right? Is that what we're doing? Okay, angle 3. Trying to make, if I hold this way, does that still show up okay on that thing? Yes, that's fine. Okay, so angle 3, let me grab a screen right, thank you. Great. So angle 3. This one right here. All right, so what stuff is connected to that angle? Okay, so 2 maybe, sure. What else? We could do what? We have to do one of, I keep not hearing whatever comes after that word. 51 is congruent to angle 3. Is that what you're saying? Why? I don't think it is. Okay, so one thing that's tricky about this problem is that this is not straight. Right? It goes burp, burp, bum, bum, bum. Right? That's problematic. She's going to shut her door. I guess, no, we'll leave it open because I'm sure Aiden will still show up at some point. So that's problematic. So we can't get to there yet. So, oh no, what now? Yeah, 20. Okay, so yeah, and that's the word you're puzzling right? You're what things are involved. So this guy is in this same triangle, right? That's all connected. Right? So we may need to find some of these other ones first. We may need to find 1 and 2 first before we can get to that one. Right? Because if we could get this one right here, if we could get that one, what could we do? Could you get what? We could get, well, yes, well, no, because that 2 is not quite that full exterior angle. Did we learn the exterior angle theorem yet in this chapter? I mean, this lesson? Or not? I don't know is that in this lesson or is that a little bit later? I think that's a little bit later. Let me look. Oh yeah, you did learn it, or you should have. Yeah, exterior angle theorem, yeah. But that's not quite, so exterior angle theorem could give us 51 like this. Oh look, we can get it straight from that, right? Thought we were going to have to go through a whole bunch of mess to get there. So if we look at this triangle, we see that? Yeah, we can see that more or less. A little fuzzy, but good enough. If we look at just this triangle right here, this one, then these two sides, this angle right here and this angle right here, what is the exterior angle to those two? So 2 is not, 2 is up over here, and 2 really isn't, 2 is kind of wonky because of what I was saying. This does, if this was straight, so the exterior angle would be like this one, this big one right there, right? Not just 2 by itself. So it's a little bit tricksy because there's all kinds of angles going on right there. But we do have an exterior angle to these two. If I draw this out by itself, now do we see it? Okay, so where's the exterior? So this is the same triangle. Where's the exterior angle to this one and this one? Yeah, so that has a label over here, right? It has a label over here. What was it labeled as over there? You were right to begin with, I think. Yeah, it's the 51 degrees. It just doesn't equal, it's not congruent to 51 necessarily. It might be, but it's not congruent to 51. But the 51 is the exterior angle to those. So this is 51, and this is 25. What does the exterior angle theorem say? It's either in your notes or in the book, right? Easy peasy. They're what? They're what? Not supplementary. None of those, actually. It's not. They have a particular relationship. If your notes are a mess, you can always use the book. Exterior angle theorem. the sum of them, right? So those added up, right? So in our problem, this one plus this one equals this one, right? So 25, why did my pen get giant all of a sudden? What's happening? What did I do? Maybe I just zoomed in. 25 plus, now it's too little, the measure of angle 3, right, equals 51. So what can we do to solve that? That's the easy little bitty single step thing. Yep. Subtract the 25. And the measure of angle 3 equals, what's 51 minus 25? What's 50 minus 25? 25, the plus the 1, so 26. Oh gosh. 26 degrees. Easy peasy. What other questions from this lesson do we have? If we haven't done test corrections and we need to do test corrections, we should do those so I don't have to start contacting mommies. What? On the past test? What? I don't know. Did you make bad grades? If you did, or even mediocre grades, honestly, it doesn't hurt to do test corrections, even if your grades are like meh, right? Because there's, if they're kind of like 80 or 75 or, something like that, then, that's fine, right? But it wouldn't hurt to do text corrections on that, because if you make a grade like that, right, especially since I do the partial credit and all that stuff, then there's still something that you're confused about, and so you should take some time to reevaluate that material, right? So it's still useful. Remember that test corrections are there to help you fill those gaps, and also remember that geometry builds on itself. So if there's a gap there, then if there's a gap on the next test and the next test and the next test, right? And so we want to make sure that we're plugging those holes in the dam before the flood comes, right? That's important. I've said this before. I've said this idea before. I have my job, which is to help you and to give you the information and to help you when you're stuck and all of those things. Have said that, and this is true, no matter where you go to school, no matter where you're learning your stuff, is that you have always been and will always be responsible for your learning, right? If you're responsible for, if there's something that you're confused about, getting that help, finding out where that hole is, and taking care of that. I'm here to support you in all of that, up to and including if you're like, I feel like I'm so lost in this unit. We can spend 20, 30 minutes on a Discord call or Zoom call or whatever, fix some stuff. I have done that before, and I will do it again if we need to, as long as you're doing your part first, right? So y'all, if there's a space, let's fix it. I know that probably most of y'all don't want to be mathematicians in your career. Some of you may, and that's fine. That's totally fine. And you may not now, and you may later. But it's still good for you, all this learning stuff, and class will be less frustrating, and the tests will be less frustrating the more you understand now. So take care of it. So all of that being said, are there more questions on this lesson? We can. 20, you guess? Did you miss 20 and whatever? Is that what you're saying? Let's double check it. It could have been a small mistake, or it could be there's something you're still confused about. We don't know yet. All right, that, and then that, and that. We've got 4, and then This guy. Right there. Okay. What can we do for this? It is a right angle. So what? Gosh, almost died. So what number is it? What? 90 degrees, not 0 degrees. That don't make no sense. 0 would be like this. This is 90 degrees. It's a right angle. That's true. Yeah, it's the same theorem. Yes, it is. Is that what you're asking? It is. So how would we write the equation? Because it's still exterior angle theorem. In fact, most of the problems in this lesson are exterior angle theorem. If not all of the problems, but definitely at least most. $123. Is that one of the interior ones or is that the exterior one? It's the exterior. So that's the one that's by itself. That one equals the sum of the interior ones, right? The exterior one equals these two added, right? And then what? Subtract 90, easy money. What's 123 minus 90? 33 degrees. Make sure we're writing degrees when it's relevant, right? We don't learn about do we learn about radians when we get to the little trig unit? I think we barely do. So we barely learn about radians, but most of the time we don't know about radians. But still, if you don't put a degrees, then it's in radians, and that's like spinning around the circle a whole bunch of times, and that don't make no sense. You got 303. So you added them, is what you added these two. So it's the sum of the interior ones equals the exterior. That's the two inside ones added together equal the outside one, and that's what you need to get locked in your brain there. That's how it works. Any other questions from this lesson? Now live on your channel. All right, great, thanks. Okay, I think we should take a quiz then. Oh no, you got this, easy money. But I am gonna disagree with past me and give you 3 problems instead of 2. Quiz 4-2. Page 250. Numbers 1, 3, and 15. Right? Yes, correct. Ready, set, go. Yeah. And it's awfully early, but it's a Thursday, and you've got a couple of beefier lessons to work on, so I'm gonna let you go early and you can get a jump start on those things after that. So when you're done with your quiz, take your time, all the time you need.